Okay, welcome to another Matthumanpizza video. This video I'm going to show you how to take a seat. How to take a seat in a RAV4. How to sit down. How to sit down in a RAV4. So this is what you do. So you get in your car like this. Get in your car like this. Put your arm up, your leg up, and you just kind of go like that. And you use your arm to close the door at the same time. It's really amazing. You see that? That's how you look at that. Look at those clouds. Okay, come on, pop back. Come on, pop back. Come on. There's a cloud. There's clouds out there. There they are. Oh my goodness. Oh, look at that. Look at that. It just kind of pops right at you. You know, you got my pimples going on. But I'm just showing through my mustache. But that's how you sit. That's how you sit in a RAV4. That's how you take a seat. That's exactly how you take a seat in a RAV4. You open your door and you just glide right on in. You slide. It's like a sliding motion. It's a sliding motion, and you're closing the door at the same time. And you're having a, look at that, I got some type of pimple going on. You're just having a good time, okay? So that's all I got for you right now. It's a beautiful day. It's beautiful. Did you see the clouds? Look at those. Look at the little puffy clouds up there. Look, put my finger right here. I can almost feel like mashed potatoes. I'm gonna get the mashed potatoes, and there's the butter coming down to the mashed potatoes. Yummy. And then 5G. Yeah. 5G. Oh yeah. 5G. What is the one part you don't want to go wrong on your push lawnmower? I'm going to tell you right now. It's your pull string. Your pull string is the part. You pull really hard. If there's a metal winding in there, you don't want that to come broken, because if it does, it's really tough to get back in there. If you've ever done it before, you would know. I have a video on a weed eater, how to fix the pull string on a weed eater. And it took forever to do that video because I had to look up other videos and try to figure out how to do it. And did it multiple times. I even actually didn't do it correctly, but it still worked. But there's a metal winding in there, and so that's the one thing you don't want to mess up on your lawnmower. It's probably one of the most important things. So when you're pulling this, when you're pulling it, you gotta be careful, because this string, it ultimately connects up to a metal winding up in this housing. You don't want to mess that up. All right. The best place to eat your food in a Toyota RAV4 is in your lap. There's the burger, there's the fries with ketchup, and there's the drink. Good times. It's a beautiful day out there, and I've been writing a book. I've got this lip that's looks like it's always chapped, but you never know who's watching you. There's always somebody watching you. But I got a lot of free time, so I'm bringing in money, through YouTube and renters and just working. Sometimes you have free time and you can pump out 500, 600, 700 words for a book and see how that goes, which it probably won't go anywhere, but you got to try. You got to write books, you got to write novels, you got to get that writing going, get the juices flowing, and just do some new things from every now and then, just to keep your brain working, keep your brain moving. And there's somebody in the drive-thru. The car in the drive-thru is normal, but there's a person standing outside talking to the person in the passenger's side. Here comes another car. Said they're going to be wandering off now because they shouldn't. There we go. But it looks like someone that works there. Probably somebody they probably know the person. But they're driving off now to eat their meal, which I always get the value meals, or I'll say like, hey, I want number two with no onion with a sweet tea, and they'll be like, do you want the meal? Yes, I'll take the meal. What do you mean? I mean, I said number two. I mean, you think I meant the sandwich? I don't know, but I gotta take a number 4. Do you want the meal? Nah, I just want the sandwich. No, I'll take the meal. Give me the fries. Give me the drink. You know, give me the fries. And put a little. I'll have some extra ketchup. I don't want no onions on that. Take the onion. Take the lettuce, tomato off, or onions. Take all that stuff off. Just want the burger, the cheese, or the chicken. Give me the crispy chicken. Just give me that. I'll eat all that. And sweet tea, I'll guzzle down a quarter to half of that sweet tea because I don't want all that sugar. I mean, it's not. I mean, I do want all that sugar, but it's really not very good for you. Not good for you at all. But I've been making all these videos on my RAV4, and it just keeps on trucking along. I mean, if it's RAV4, if it went kaput, then man, I'd have to really, struggle a little bit. I have to find a different car and get rides. Some people got it rough, You got it rough if you don't have a reliable car. And the RAV4 is pretty reliable. I mean, that shows you how to take a seat. That's how you take a seat, and how you do stuff. This is how you do this. This is how you do that. Some people in my comment section were talking about, they were talking about an old video I did. It was like 5, 6, 7 year old video. The car is probably being junked in some junkyard right now. I junked the car. I got like a couple hundred out of it. But anyway, there's this. I said fuse. It's removing and selling some fuse, the secret fuse, and some type of. It was just a silly video. They were like, "That's not a fuse. It's a diode. It's a diode." Well, whatever. It's an electrical material. It's electrical material that passes electricity through it. I mean, it's a rectifier or a diode. I don't know. Electricity. If it's a fuse, then it stops the electricity from flowing, or it stops everything from overheating. It stops, two pieces of metal either separate, high current or whatever, or it stops the circuit. Whereas whatever this diode is, I looked it up. It's a one-way flow of current or electricity or voltage or whatever. It's one-way flow. Okay, I got the terminology wrong, but it's a secret big fuse in the video. It's a diode, fuse, whatever you want to call it. And I like making my silly replies in my videos. My bottom lip's always chapped. Man, it's like perpetually. You never know what's going on until you put a camera on yourself. It's like perpetually chapped. It's a perpetually chapped lip. That doesn't feel chapped. But anyway, so what I'm talking about is this diode. Like they're all stuck on this terminology of this diode, and that's fine. Okay, you're right. Sure, you're right. And I say, hey, this is quality content. This is quality content I'm putting out here. This is very, very, very quality content. And someone's like, yeah, you keep telling yourself that. This is quality content. I made a couple kids, put them out there, and I'm raising them and everything. That's my purpose, and everything else. It's like, who cares? Everything else is just stupid. So I got my purpose, and that's my purpose, and like making videos for you guys. That's just survival. Making money off of it. It might help some people. There's one. There's the shift lever got stuck. How to get the shift lever out of park, or it's stuck in drive, or it's stuck, whatever. I did a video on that, and it's on my Matthumanpizza 2 channel, or Bug Eyed channel or whatever channel I have. But it did really well, and I got a lot of thank yous and a lot of pretty much one of my few videos that people actually were like, "Oh wow, you've really helped me." The other videos are like, "Hey, you helped me," or other people say, "Oh, you didn't help me." Basically, it's a 50-50. I got like a 60 positive, 40 negative. That's my overall dislike ratio, about 60-40. Maybe 55-45 like. But anyway, you know, that's just engagement. That's all that is engagement. People are engaged. It's like, I don't like that video. Give a thumbs down. Whatever, man. If that's what you want to do. I mean, it is real life, but I mean, I'm talking to a camera, and I upload this, and then it's done. Like, I don't have to. It's not like real life where I have to keep on coming into work and seeing the same people and hearing the same, crap. That always comes back every few months. It comes back. It's like it's not an STD. It's just some type of skin issue. But anyway, this is Matthumanpizza. I got my glasses on my hat, and it's just a lot of people jet skiing. I never really got into jet skiing. I've actually never jet skied before, so if you haven't done it, so you can't really knock it. But I haven't really had the inclination to jet ski. I never really had the inclination to get a tattoo either. Just never really. Someone tried to shame me before. Oh, you won't get no tattoos. I've just never. I was like, it's a waste of money. Well, at the time I said that, and they're like, well, you can get it for free. I was like, well, I just don't want one. If I wanted a tattoo, I'd get one, and I'd really, if I'm hungry, I could get food, or if I'm thirsty, I could get, try to get a girlfriend or whatever, or but which, but for a tattoo, I never really get like a craving, like, oh my god, I need a tattoo. Like, I don't get that. I don't know. Nothing wrong with it. It's pretty cool. As a story beginner, or people can talk about it. Like, if a stranger or somebody comes up to you, you always got something to talk about. It's like a conversation starter, whatever. But anyway, so taking a seat, you can take a seat in your driver's side seat, your passenger side seat, in the back seat, and you can take a seat. You can fit 3 people maybe in the back seat, and then some cars or vans or trucks have another row, and it's really popping today. But anyway, have 3 rows, so you can have 3 rows all up in your vehicle and have all kind of people. Man, that's just really popping. But anyway, it's really nice. It's beautiful. It's blue skies. We got some clouds. Got some nice skies going on, and they call it the sunroof. I never have it up. Well, I never have it open to where the sun's glaring in your face, or because the sun is usually blaring down. You want a closed top because you don't want no melanoma all up in your skin cells or whatever. You don't want in your DNA. You don't want to get your DNA damaged. Who wants to get their DNA damaged from UVA or UVB or gamma ray burst or some type of electromagnetic spectrum? And that's another thing. Light is pretty cool. It's electricity and magnetism all in one, and it goes at a set speed, and it's just, it has a speed limit, and it's massless. It doesn't have mass, and you could call it a photon. It's a wave and a particle, or both. We really can't. We've measured both ways. I mean, if you measure all the way down to a quantum scale, the really, really small scale, you can't know position at the same time you know velocity. You can know velocity, but you won't know the position. So there's uncertainty in it, and you have a diffraction where they send light through like these little slits, and then light comes out as a wave. Or if you look at it, it's a particle. It comes out as like, little dots or whatever. Unbelievable. Which, as you're attempting to sit, it applies to this video, because if you're attempting to sit in your seat in your RAV4, there's light. There's light involved. And also the new systems, the PS5 and the Xbox X1 series, whatever it's called. Have you seen it? It's pretty cool. It's like a big box, Xbox. But anyway, they have ray tracing, where light, something to do with light bouncing off objects and emanating from the correct shadows and from the correct places, just coming and going from all the places it should come from. So it'll make it more realistic. Video games that are more realistic are usually either extremely boring, or in the rare case they're fun because they have some type of game mechanic that makes them fun, like the Skyrim, or the Bethesda games like Fallout 3 and New Vegas and Fallout 4 and all those games. Or Tetris. That's fun. I don't think they'll be having like a game like that with ray tracing. They might, but PlayStation 4 has. The graphics are pretty good. And I guess you do better and better every 6, 7, 8 years. But anyway, this video it's getting a little 12 minutes. It's pretty good. Got some beeping going on. People are beeping. I don't know who they're beeping to or what they're beeping. Once you leave this life, the world keeps turning, people keep living, and it all keeps going. So it's really wild, and so there's that. And it's really a little silly talking to the camera when there's people around, but you never know who or what is gonna come around. But generally, you feel safe in the at least at this time in 2020 in this part of the world. You stick to the waterfalls that you're around, just like the song. Well, you don't go chasing waterfalls. You stay near the streams and the lakes that you're used to. So you stay around everything you're used to, and you kind of venture out every now and then, but you come back. You come back to safety or what you're used to, and that's why it's hard to leave whatever you call home, wherever you're, like, if you're renting somewhere or you're living somewhere. It's tough to keep moving around. But I don't know why I'm saying that or whatever, but you're in a car and you want to keep moving. You always want to go, but you never want to stay. When you're in a car, like each day it's like, oh, I got to go out. Where you want to go? I don't know, somewhere. So you end up going to like fast food or a restaurant, or if you're lucky, you have a significant other that you're into. You're both into each other, which is, at first can be is not rare. It's not rare at first, but over time becomes rare if you're still each other and it's not new anymore. But anyway, you always want to go out. You always want to drive, and it's good to drive. It's good to drive a vehicle. I would say every day, because it loosens the fuel. The fuel can coagulate, just like your body. If you don't move around, move your arms and legs and walk around and just move around, water fluid pulls up in your legs. You can pull up anywhere, and your skin will break down, and you'll get like ulcers or skin tissue, skin breakdowns, skin tears, and eventually that can lead to infection, which can lead to sepsis, which is infection in your bloodstream, and then which could damage your vital organs like your heart and your lungs and your brain. And then once you damage all that, then your vitals go out of whack. And then if one vital goes out of whack, then just like a car, if one system goes out of whack, then other systems have to compensate. And then So you have overcompensations like high blood pressure, and then that can lead to all kind of other things. It can lead to heart disease, or any number of things. So you gotta take care of and maintain your vehicle, take care and maintain your body and your mind. Your mind's, you gotta read, you gotta write, you gotta talk, you gotta just move around, you gotta keep moving. That's one thing about life. That's a defining feature of life is movement. It really is. If you want to define life, it's movement. There are things in the ocean that just sit there at the bottom of the ocean, and they kind of filter things out where you have food or just particles of dead plants or dead animals, and just that's their food. It's just floating around, and then it goes through them like a sponge, like a filter, and then they get their nutrients, their necessity for life. We get it that way. They're just kind of stable, but inside them, just like a tree or a plant, you have cells, plant cells or whatever. There's movement on the inside. There's movement, so that's life. You can be externally, macroscopically moving as a bipedal human being, or you can be a microscopic cell, or like an algae or something like that, and you're a molecule, and you're moving like you're a complex molecule that's a little more complex than a complex molecule. They work to where you're a life form that's moving. You have functions and you're moving. You're always moving because you have to carry out respiration. You got to carry out moving, carbon here, or I don't know, silicone here, or oxygen there. Just little elements. You're moving around. You go all the way down to the basics, and it's carbon dioxide out and oxygen in, and then you're trying to. Every cell is a starving animal, and you got to feed it. So you're feeding it. It's satiating, and each cell has a lifetime. It has a life cycle, and when it dies, the DNA that makes that cell, the DNA it goes through its own replicating cycles, and it needs to replicate trillions and trillions and trillions of different times. And if errors, mutations occur, then you're out of luck, because then mutations occur and your cells don't work right, and this person doesn't know what they're doing. They're kind of in the middle of the road. Older person, you never know if someone's having a heart attack or if they're just starting their dementia. You might have your first glimpse of dementia as soon as you come out of the birth canal. There might be some, like you're like at 0.0004% dementia, and then you hit age 5, age 20, age 30, you're at like 0.05% dementia, and you hit age 45, you're at like 1% dementia, and then you hit 55, you're at like 5% dementia, and then you're like 65, 70. You're in bad shape. You're at like 10% dementia, and then it's just you're done. You're full on dementia. You're like 100%, age like 72 or 75 or something like that. It just depends. For Muhammad Ali, he was like 30s. He was in his 30s when he hit dementias or Alzheimer's or whatever, because he got hit in the head hundreds of thousands of times. He used to think it was good to get hit in the head just to practice. He thought he'd get better the more times he got hit in the head or the body. He thought it would harden him up. So that's all I really got now with all this rambling on, just talking and yapping about nothing, just kind of yapping to the camera. I got 20 minutes here of how to take a seat in a RAV4, how to take a seat in a Toyota RAV4. It's got these titles. These titles are great. I love them. And I think it's good content, and just put it out there, and you guys watch it, and you listen. You don't have to watch, you don't have to listen if you want to, but if you do, then great. It can either make you feel good about yourself or make you feel bad about yourself. It can give you ideas. You're watching this video, you're somewhere on this planet watching this, either you're wasting your time, or you're having a good time, or you're multitasking, or whatever you're doing, I'm here in a car filming myself with nothing to do. My priorities are done. I'm just done for the day, so I got this video to make, and it's just like, the fake sound of progress. That's a song. It's not a fake sound, it's real. So it's progress, and you put videos out, and you make it through the day, and you eat food, and you see other human beings and what they're doing. Maybe they're doing a whole lot better. They probably are doing a whole lot better. Some people become billionaires in their 20s, or some people are broke in their 20s, or 30s, or 40s, or 50s, or 60s, or 70s. But I guess you could say be glad to be alive, but you don't even know. I don't even know what being alive means. I don't know what the epistemological understanding of being alive is. So look at this light. Look at that light. I love that light. Look at this light. You see that? There's like a little reflections of sorts. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that light. It's like, whoa, check it out. Check out that light. It's really bright. It's really bright. I see people are getting food. Somebody had some type of, geez. It's like, wow. Some people live different lives. Different cars. Just like a butterfly effect. You do one small thing, you get a job. You get the motivation to get a job somewhere, and then your life becomes totally different. You just make decisions. Other people are making decisions, and so you have all these weird, random decisions. At the individual level, they might not be random, but overall, it's like, man. And then you really zoom out to the planet scale. Jeez. But yeah, it's like an ant hill. You got NPCs, non-playable characters, where they're just kind of going on about their own business every single day, doing the same thing. All right, have a great day. The thing about working on cars, like a shade mechanic, or anywhere really, if you're in the city, you got to pick different locations all the time, because if you like anything, if you do the same thing all the time, that can be good if you're writing a novel. You're writing 1,000 pages a day or whatever. Like you're studying for some test. But routines, like if you're making a ruckus, making a big ruckus out in your yard in front of your house or wherever, your neighbors won't like that very well. They might like it for a while, but they'll see you're out there all the time, and they'll get jelly or peanut butter. They'll get jealous, and so that's the thing. You just gotta pick your spots of where you're going to make your videos, and pick your spot where you're going to make your videos, where you're going to work on your car. Because if you're working on your car, you're going to want to. You don't want distractions. You don't want someone to come up on you and give you a left jab or something like that in the head, and then cold clock you. You don't want that to happen, and you just kind of want to just be chilling and making videos and all sorts of stuff. Like I'm parked right now in a parking lot, big parking lot, big box store, the only box store really, but other people park too. Sometimes couples, and so I kind of have to look away because I really don't want to know what's going on. But park my car to shoot a video for a few minutes, and that's what you do. You park your car in a little area, eat some food, and then be on your way here in a little bit, and schedule out your week, schedule out your month. And have certain days to do certain things, and so when the time comes to do those things, you can do them, and make progress, and always be moving, because that's what life is. But I did the how to take a seat. It's an expression. Take a seat. I really don't know what the expression's meaning is. I guess I could Google it. I could Google it and find out, but you know, take a seat. So I took a seat, and still got this pimple on my nose, below my nose. But so the expression is take a seat, and my expression is have a great day. All right, I'm mumbling here, not making any sense. 98 sats, saturated oxygen in your hemoglobin, 60 beats per minute, 57 beats per minute. That's low. 4.4 pi, and then respiration is 21. Don't really know what pi means, but respiration is 21. And the 60 or below is it's let's see, we have the pulse rate, hypo something. So yeah, there you go. Alright, I'm walking, I'm talking, I'm making a video here. Pretty much a random video, just walking. Got my flip-flops on. I'm just kind of walking around this giant building that's being remodeled. And so there's a lot of construction and just a lot of trash and old pieces of metal and wood. Just the general trashiness, I guess. But it's a good place to walk and talk. I've been making videos now for sometime in late 2010, I believe. I made my first video. It was on my Dodge Neon. It was oil. Well, I actually made a couple videos before that. My first video was actually how to make a seat table, and I pretty much put an old exercise seat, and I screwed it into like a bunch of pieces of wood. I cobbled together to make like a support at the bottom. So you had the bottom support, and then I probably threw it away, like, I don't know, maybe months after that. I don't know how long I had that thing for. Never really used it. But anyway, that was my first video, and after that, I made another video. I don't remember what it was, but I remember my third video, and it took off. It was a video on my Dodge Neon. It was oil on spark plugs, and it was the first video to actually gain traction and get views. And it takes weeks, months for anything to really get views starting out. And it got views, so I realized that's what people watched was car videos. So you're how to remove something, how to install. For me, that's what got views, was these how-to videos. So I learned real quick that you do how-to video, and that's the way to go. Walking by myself as a guy, I never really feel in danger, especially in a country state. Even though I'm kind of in a town, maybe a city, I've never actually felt in danger. Like right now, I'm saying that because there's civilization around. There's a bunch of cars, a bunch of people, but nobody's paying attention. I mean, I can get, I guess, kidnapped somehow. I don't know. More like adult napped. Someone can just come up and box me in with vehicles and throw me in their vehicle. But I mean, there's a bunch of, this is a public place. There's a lot of people around. Not necessarily outside, but I mean, it's an old abandoned mall that they're remodeling. Being a guy, I never really get scared walking. If I was a woman, I guess I would be. Oh yeah. But even, you know, you're a woman, you don't know what a man thinks. I guess you do, but you're not actually, you know, in their mind. But yeah, I guess you would have every reason to be scared, because guys are usually the more aggressors. But so you have the passive aggressive and you have aggressive. Passive aggressive, you know, usually female, and aggressive, usually the guy. Just stereotyping here. But anyway, it's a long walk to nowhere. You know, I started out making videos, and I found out the how-to videos were the ones that, you know, made money, got traction, and that I enjoyed making those. So, but that was 2010, so it's been 10 years, and sometime in 2011, late 2011, I monetized my YouTube, and then I started a couple months after that. Sometime in 2012, I actually I got a check. You have to hit a $100 limit, minimum, $100 minimum. And I hit that sometime in 2012, either March, April, I'm not sure, I had to look it up. And that's when I got my first check. And then shortly after that, maybe a month or two, it became monthly. I hit my threshold. Once I hit my threshold, I kept hitting it, the $100 minimum. And then after that, a year later, you know, I wasn't pumping out too many videos at the time. But people, I found out the how-to videos made money. So you try a bunch of different stuff. And then, about 2013, I seen a little spike in the, viewership and the money. And the spike being that, I was making, through my couple channels, maybe $7, $8 a day, $7. And I thought, wow, that's crazy. That's a lot. 7 times 30, $210, $200 grossing. And then you get like $170, $180 check. Oh, wow, I'm making money off the internet. So then I went hog wild, making all kind of videos. This is 2013. See, it took a couple years. 2013, I made a whole bunch of videos. Tore down entire car with how to remove, how to install, and doing all that. And it really paid off. So it takes years, and then eventually I was making a couple hundred a month, like $300-400 a month I was making. And, of course, I'm in a relationship, and, not, you're kind of looked at as a loser, but, you're responsible with everything else. And, so you get money coming in, and you just kept on doing that. And eventually, 400 and 500 and 600. And then now, it's 10 years later, about 8 years later. Count from 2012, it's like 1,000, so it just comes, the money just comes. I always thought that was really cool. I could fall back on it. Had to stop recording and start again because there's people that walk by. I don't know, it's kind of, sometimes I say hi, sometimes you don't. I didn't say hi. They didn't say hi. Just, keep your head down and keep walking. I mean, there's two people, one of me, a guy and a girl. Probably 20s. I'm in my 30s. It don't really matter. It's just, I don't know. It's like a human thing to do, where you just kind of. It's kind of like if you get on the subway, or some type of transit where there's a whole bunch of people. You just pick a spot on the wall and you just stare at it, and because nobody really wants to make small talk because they got a place to be, things to do, and stuff like that. But Anyway, I've been working on my abs, which is a new exercise for me, trying to get my abs. I'm trying to get abs, trying to get the six-pack, you know, any kind of pack at home, you know, free workout. Just kind of doing sit-ups and just all kind of weird stuff I can find on the internet with working out your abs. It's hard doing abs. I mean, it's a lot of work, but I think it'll pay off over time. And then I just want that chiseled, you know, that chiseled look. Just want to get rid of my. I don't really have a belly, but you know your own body when it gets a little out of shape. Just kind of, you just want to be fit. You get fit, you exercise, you feel good when you exercise. You want to feel good, you know. You don't want to be down, and you know, I don't know, it's just what you do.